In this video, we're going to be going over pages 2 and 3 of the Retail Purchase Agreement. All your papers can look different, but with just going over my papers, you can at least get an idea of what you're signing. Because a lot of people just blindly sign these things. So at least you'll have an idea of what you're signing. Because this doesn't look fun to read at all, so I want to break it down into bullet points, and I'm gonna have a link to that in the description. So number 2 basically just gives 3 reasons why the dealership can change the price of the car after you have signed this document that we're looking over right now. So reason number 1 is if the trade-in vehicle is reappraised. 2, if for some reason the state requires new features on your car, or if there is a tax change, state or federal. So those are the 3 reasons why the dealership can change the price of the car after you sign the retail purchase agreement. And if any of those happen, you have the right to cancel the purchase and get a full refund. Manufacturer's design changes. In short, if you order a vehicle from the manufacturer and the manufacturer updates the design of the vehicle or an accessory, the dealership is not responsible for making those updates. I think that this is just number 3 is just a good reminder of the fact that the dealership and manufacturer are 2 separate places. And that just falls right in line with what they're saying in that part. So number 4, your representations and warranties. Don't order a new vehicle for resale or export. Basically, this bold line right here, you are not purchasing a new vehicle for resale or export, really does summarize this section. Just don't do it. And then of course they list out what can happen if you do breach this. So number 5, your representations regarding the trade-in vehicle. This section is saying any damage that you know of should be reported to the dealership and that the car must be titled to you. 6, trade-in vehicle payoff. This section is saying they will pay you the difference if the amount owed on your trade-in is less than what is stated on the retail purchase agreement. So if there was some type of mistake, they'll make up for that and they will pay you the difference. But if the amount is greater, then you will owe them. Number 7, our appraisal of your trade-in vehicle. On a day where you take delivery of your new car, the dealership can reappraise the vehicle, and if you don't agree with the new offer, you can cancel the purchase. An easier way to read this is also like when you see trade-in vehicle, trade. So like all of those you can just not even look at, and it'll make the whole document easier to read. Like you could literally put a whole like paper part, like a little piece of paper over this, because 5 through 7 will have nothing to do with you. Like with me, it had nothing to do with me because I didn't have a trade-in vehicle. So going back to number 8, remedies upon cancellation. If something like an accident or fire occurs at the dealership and it involved your car, before you take delivery, you can get a full refund. And this section also explains what happened with your trade-in vehicle. Okay, moving right on to number 9, purchaser's default and dealership's remedies. This section is explaining what happens if the dealership doesn't receive their money. And basically, to summarize the whole thing, they will cancel the sales transaction, keep any down payments that you have made, no, you don't get them back, and keep your trade-in vehicle. And also, you will have to pay the remainder of its lien off. So in that case, all the agreements that you've made um, don't matter anymore, and at that point, you're going to have to pay off the lien on that trading vehicle because anything that you any agreements that were made have now been breached. So okay, going on to number 10, which is the last page of the retail purchase agreement. Other products and services. This section is saying the dealership buys warranties and other goods and services and sell them to you for more to make a profit. For example, a warranty costs the dealership $230, but they sell it to the customer for $500. Number 11, dealer assisted financing explains that if you use a lender through the dealership, they can give you a loan that serves them best, meaning a loan with a higher interest rate, a loan that they receive, or a loan that they receive commission from. Number 12, governing law simply states the terms are governed by the state listed on the document, or just the state, the dealership you're purchasing your car from. Number 13, limit on damages. The dealership is protecting themselves and saying like things you can't sue them for. So for example, right here it says loss of profits or income. So I'm guessing like if you were going to buy a work van, the van catches on fire before you take delivery of it, they're letting you know that even though you're saying like, and you say that you could have made $1,500 that day, they're letting you know right here you can't sue for loss of income or any other incidental damages. 14, conditional delivery agreement. Number 14, conditional delivery agreement, limited right to cancel. To summarize this, they're saying that sometimes your financing is still being processed and a dealership can easily cancel your entire purchase, even after you drove your car home. So basically saying like days later, they can really cancel your entire purchase if you don't agree to the new terms. So at that point, days later, you've had your car for like 3 days, 5 days, who knows how long, they can call you up and say your financing did not go through, and they can and then they'll present you with new terms, more than likely a higher interest rate, and if you don't agree to it, they can cancel your entire purchase because you've already agreed to the conditional delivery agreement, which is a whole separate page that we'll go over later on. So 15, agreement to arbitrate. In short, you can get the rules from here, adr.org, but arbitration is an alternative to litigation or mediation in order to resolve a dispute. So it's basically saying you can't take them to court, and instead it's going to be held by an attorney, a retired judge. It's basically them protecting themselves again and controlling how disputes are held. The signature will go right here was the date and the time. I don't really know what this was. It was just like some random characters. I don't know their importance, but I did want to block it out. And then this was like a name of a company. I guess the name of the company where all these documents come from. Something else I mentioned in the last video, always pay attention to the number of pages, because if like you asked for copies of all your papers like I did, and let's say you were missing this third page, but you didn't realize it, you could maybe have realized that if you would have looked down here and you would have saw that, oh, there's 3 pages but I only have 2. So yeah, before you even leave the dealership, you should go through all your documents. And the reason why I say that is because with me, they printed out every other document except this conditional delivery agreement. And when I get to it, you'll realize that it's a picture. I actually took a picture at the dealership of the document on the iPad I was signing all my documents on. And, you know, it's good that I protected myself in that way. I could have brought home my car and not have realized that the dealership actually had the right to cancel the whole purchase if I didn't agree to a higher APR interest rate. So, um, yeah. And I just wanted to point it out because when I get to it, I don't know, maybe I'll do that video next, but when I get to it, you'll realize that it's not an actual piece of paper like this one. It's literally a picture that I took of the iPad because I was smart enough at least to take pictures as I was signing. So that's another lesson. Like, take pictures of the documents you're signing on the iPad or computer or however they have it. If it's on paper, even, just take pictures of those papers as you sign them. Don't wait to the end to ask them for copies of them because they will not give you all of the copies like they did with me.